Hey guys, Frosty Knives here, and today I figure I would do a book haul. I've never done a book haul before. Um, I don't know why, but I know other people have done book hauls. So I'm going to do a book haul, and the only reason that I'm going to do a book haul is because I just got a giant bag of books. My local library was having a book sale, and it was $1 for a bag of books. So you put as many books as you want in there and whatnot, and it was $1. So in addition to reading, Stephen King and horror and whatnot, I also read science fiction, and I also read fantasy. And I'm also a very big Anne McCaffrey fan. The last person that donated to the local library had a huge pile of Anne McCaffrey books. And, ever since Anne McCaffrey passed away, it's not been hard, to find her stuff. You can find it on Amazon and whatnot. But I figured I had a few of the Dragonriders of Pern books, but I figured, once she passed away and whatnot, I would go on sort of a Anne McCaffrey hunt and then buy what I could buy. If I see it at a book sale or a Goodwill or a yard sale or whatever. So I got 17 books for $1. Remember that old thing? I buy that for $1. Yeah, 17 books for $1. And in addition to the Dragonriders of Pern, I didn't know she also wrote other things, other books, other science fiction books, which I've never read. And I know as a kid, I really was into dragons and dinosaurs, and I really loved reading about, the world of Pern and the Dragon Riders and all that. And so I wanted to kind of get back into it and sort of get all of the books again that I could. And so here we are. So, where should I start? Where should I start? Let's start with, we'll do these last. Let's start with these. So, first up, I guess this is I don't know some of her other stuff, so I guess this is she's done different trilogies and different books, different trilogies, different whatnot. So here is these books here. We got, these come from 1982. Anne McCaffrey. We've got Crystal Singer. The Lure of the Crystal. Her name was Kilashandra Ree, and she something about a crystal. So I don't know. I guess this is its own little trilogy. I only have two of them: Crystal Singer, and then Crystal Line. Crystal had destroyed Kilashandra's memory, and only Crystal could restore it. So I guess these are two. I guess this is a trilogy. I only have two. The one in the middle is called Kilashandra's Rage or something like that. Oh, no, it's just called Kilashandra. So I got that one, and I got that one. As you can see, they're all kind of, banged up and dinged up. Whenever I guess the person that had owned these books was older person. She passed away. She had been collecting these books for her whole life. So some of these books are going back to the 70s. Like some of these are original, like first printing stuff. This came out. I mean, this is copyright 1982. A lot of this stuff is older, which is neat. So I got that, and then we got another trilogy that she put out, which she wrote with somebody else. So here is Anne McCaffrey and Elizabeth Ann Scarborough. We got The Powers That Be. This is another trilogy that she did. Apparently this is first time in paperback. Yeah, see how this cover's all torn off on this one. This one's gonna be fun to read. This one's gonna be like whatever. This came out in '93. And then followed by Power Lines. Here. First time in paperback. That's what they all say on the back. And then we got The Rousing Conclusion, Power Play. So I got those 3 by Anne McCaffrey. She did do a lot of she did do collaborations with other authors. So there's a trilogy right there. See how that goes. It looks like these have been well read and well loved. And then we got some of her other stuff that she did. We have Anne McCaffrey, Pegasus in Flight. I think this is just like a one-off, like just a book. The author of the Dragonriders of Pern, Pegasus in Flight. And then she did. I have Anne McCaffrey. I don't know why I'm telling you it's Anne McCaffrey. You know these are all Anne McCaffrey. Anne McCaffrey, The Girl Who Heard Dragons. And this includes 25 works of art. I think this is a short story collection. Grandmasters praise Anne McCaffrey. The Girl Who Heard Dragons. This looks like to me, I flip it open to the contents, and those are either chapter titles or they're 15 short stories. But there's artwork in the book as well, which is pretty cool. 25 art illustrations. It doesn't say in here. Oh yeah, it is. The Girl Who Heard Dragons is a major compilation of her fiction, never before collected in one volume, including an all-new short novel of Pern. Yep. So these are short stories, 15 short stories. The Girl Who Heard Dragons. That's cool. And then we got, see, we're all learning stuff as we go along. Then we got The Ship Who Sang. This would be interesting. She had the brain of a woman, the body of a spaceship, and the wiles of a siren born in the stars. Helva had been born human, but only her brain had been saved and implanted in the sleek titanium body of an intergalactic scout ship. So, there you go. When did this come out? Okay, so this was written in 1969. 1969. And I say that because I say, when did this come out? I say that because, we've heard this story, that sort of idea of human brains being implanted in spaceships. We've heard that before in science fiction. So I'm just wondering, but this was 1969, so, it was early. So that's when the people were experimenting with human parts and cyber and stuff. So there you go. And this looks like this was done the same way as if you look in here, there's 5 sections of the story. 1, 2, 3, 6. Yeah, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 6 sections, and it looks like each section was individually published. Part 1 was published in 61. Part 2 was published in 66. Part 3 was also published in 66. The other 2 were published in 69, and now they're put together in one book, just like The Gunslinger was published individually. So it looks like back in the days, back in the 70s and whatnot, early 80s, people were doing that. So, and then you get a nice little book, and maybe that's a cute little read. I don't know. Then I also picked up, this isn't a book by her, but this is A Crossroads Adventure in the World of Anne McCaffrey's Pern, Dragon Harper by Jody Lynn Nye. So this is a book that was written and takes place in the world of Pern by some other random author. I think this has to do with games. It's an authorized gaming novel, so something to do with board games or whatnot. But the covers are cool. All right, now we'll get into the Dragon Riders, the actual Dragon Riders. Oh, I got one more. That's not part of the Dragon Riders of Pern. This was the only hardcover in the whole lot. This came out in 1999, so it's, fairly new. But I got Anne McCaffrey's, I don't know how I'm going to pronounce that. Nemesia Ship. Few are better as high fantasy and hard science fiction. So Nemesis ship. Nemesia? I don't know. It's fiction, fantasy. We could make this crap up as we go along. Only hardcover in the book. And now we get into the Dragon Rider stuff, which is really the meat and the potatoes of it for me, personally. So we've got here, and this is from these, because a lot of this stuff is old. Holy moly. First printing. So this is 1976. We got Dragon Song. And you can tell it's old because look at the book. It smells old. Look at the old, like, artwork and the old writing. This is like, you know, reading scrolls nowadays. You're like, wow, this is like reading a scroll. So we got Dragon Song. Followed by, you're going to love the cover on this one. Dragon Drums. Okay, these are all the Pern books. And this one's published in, geez, these are old, 1979. Dragon Drums. Look at this artwork. It's just like, wow. Followed by Dragon's Dawn. Dragon Dawn. Dragon's Dawn. A lot of these say first time in paperback on the back. Followed by Nerilka's Story. That's another Pern book. Nerilka's Story. And if you haven't read the Pern books, they're pretty good. Really good, actually. The Chronicles of Pern, First Fall, which is another compilation of short stories. I think there's like 5 novellas, 5 little short stories in here. Followed by Dragon's Eye, which I think is fairly newish. Dragon's Eye, 1997. Dragon's Eye, published in Great Britain as Red Star Rising. And there's all the Pern books at that point. So, and then the lastly but not leastly, McCaffrey's The Master Harper of Pern, which seems to be like aside from the hardcover, seems to be like the best one. Well, even the hardcover is tattered a little bit, but Dragonriders of Master Harper of Pern. So there's my book haul. All Anne McCaffrey books, mostly Dragonriders of Pern. If you like fantasy, if you like dragons, her Dragonriders of Pern stuff is really good. I cannot attest to the other stuff because I haven't read them, but eventually I will get into reading this stuff and seeing how it is. And there is my, oh, I got dust everywhere. My book haul. Hope you enjoyed it. Maybe you saw something that you hadn't seen before, or maybe you're interested in something you hadn't seen before and pick up a new book and read it. I would recommend reading the Dragon Rider stuff. If you're going to read the Dragon Riders, I would start with the first 3 that were published, which was Dragonflight, Dragon Quest, and White Dragon. Those are like that's the first trilogy that sort of introduced us all to Pern. So that's probably where I would start if you're interested. And until then, keep reading, like, subscribe, and I will see you at the next review.